Hello and welcome to Deadman Presents. This is our 5th episode and we've only got one more before the end of the series. Tonight we're going to be talking to Kid Lib. He's showing us all his hardware production techniques, playing us some of his jungle. We've also got Post Collide talking about their new EP and performing a track for us. Enjoy! Right, we're in a secret location in Sharrow, a cave of jungle, with my good friend Kid Lib. Now, we've been running the show, this is episode 5, and we've not actually really featured much of my personal favourite underground music, which is jungle. And I'm here in a place that makes me very excited because we've got old school jungle vinyl all around us. We've got a jungle producer sat next to me.
Indeed.
We've got a jungle vinyl label being run out of this room as well.
Yep.
And we've got loads of old school production equipment as well. So, where to begin?
Wherever you want.
So tell us a bit about how you got into music and production.
I mean, been into music since I was a little kid. I mean, even, you know, when I was yay high, my dad was in bands and stuff and had a recording studio and just always lived around that kind of stuff. And then used to play guitar and drums and bass and things. And then as I got older, started going out. I think it was the first thing I went to was Groove Rider, I think, at Tuesday Club.
Wow, yeah.
And yeah, I was like, wow, what is this?
Are we talking around sort of late 90s, early 90s?
Probably about 2000, 2001, something like that.
Okay.
It was like very jump up drum and bass at the time, but still a bit of jungle in there.
Yeah.
And I always liked that bass heavy jungle vibe. And basically used to go to record shops and beg for the big booming 808s. I didn't know what they were at the time, but I was begging for it.
Cool. Good. All right. So now, 14 years later, you're running your own jungle label. Yeah. So tell us a bit about that.
It just kind of happened. I mean, it's kind of bizarre to me to this point still. Like, it basically stemmed from a dream that Tim Reaper had, which is a bit of a weird one.
Big up to Tim Reaper.
Yeah, big up to Tim Reaper. He basically had this dream where me, him, and 2 other people, Mr. Sensi and Dward, were basically like a touring jungle act called the Green Bay All Stars. Yeah. And one day, like me and Paddy, Percussive P, were making an EP, which was meant to be digital release. Yeah. I was kind of feeling the EP, and I thought, you know, I've got a little piece of money, you've got a little piece of money, let's put it together and put it on a bit of vinyl, basically. Cool. Spoke to Tim Reaper and was like, what do you think to me using that name? Yeah. And that's how it started.
So that's what, almost 2 years ago? Coming sort of 2 years ago?
About a year and a half or so.
Year and a half, yeah. Cool, and then you've just on the verge of releasing your 4th vinyl. Yeah. Cool, and that's out in November. Yeah. So Green Bay Wax, if you want to hear more of the tunes, check out the
it's greenbaywax.bandcamp.com.
Cool, excellent, wicked. Alright, so tell us a little bit about your production, because you're into proper vintage jungle.
Yeah, definitely.
So for you, that means using vintage equipment.
That's definitely a more recent thing. I mean, I started off in Reason when I was first making beats, and then moved to Ableton about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. And basically always just tried to make that old sound, even though I was using new stuff, trying to, you know, use techniques that you would have used back then, kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. And not really trying the new techniques that come in these kind of programs. Yeah. Just trying to keep it as simple as possible, kind of thing, and you know, not loads and loads of channels. Just 4 to 8 kind of channels per tune, kind of thing. Okay. And then signed one of the guys to the label, Phineas 2. Absolute big ups to you, mate. He just started sending me a load of hardware because I was talking to him and was like, you know, it's a dream to have some hardware. Yeah. And he's just started sending me stuff, and
well, I guess incredible. A lot of this gear is sat around in studios because people aren't using it anymore. Some become digital, but some people, like yourself, are really excited by it.
Very excited.
So you basically sat in kind of hardware heaven right here. So tell us, talk us through a little bit how you're producing now and the kind of equipment that you're doing it with.
Like I say, I'm very new to it all still, but I've basically moved from Ableton to trusty old Atari.
Oh my god! And you've cut out a Atari sticker and put it as well.
Yeah, I had to get rid of the jar bit and just have it as Atari, you know.
Cool. I was when I was a kid, I was an Amiga kid, and we used to look down on the Atari. But
I kind of want an Amiga too, you know.
Well, it wasn't
just for the Octamed.
Right. It wasn't because it was music production. It was more as playing games.
Yeah.
But the Atari, I mean, I can remember people still. It got used way past its kind of shelf life for production.
Definitely.
So you actually, I can see there's a screen over here with some with a tune on it. And so tell us how it kind of works. How does it work with all the hardware?
It's basically Cubase is just pure MIDI sequences.
Yeah.
That triggers, you know, samples that are loaded into. At the minute, I'm just using the S950.
Yeah.
So I'll record my samples into there. You know, grab a drum break off a vinyl or whatever, record it straight into the S950.
Yeah.
Give it that nice 12-bit crunch.
Yeah. So it's a low bit rate, so it produces the sound has a specific feel to it.
And you can do things like half the bandwidth and things like that, so degrade it even further, kind of thing.
Cool.
And then I've got a couple little synths here.
Yeah.
I'll not
You've
tell
got
you
some
what
secret
that one
synths
is.
there.
If you know what it is, then cool. If not, then
you're not going to find
I'm
out.
not going to tell you right now. And the good old trusty Korg M1, which was probably the only VST I ever used, because I don't really agree with VSTs. They all tend to sound very samey. Right. So I tended to go with the Korg M1 when I used any VSTs. Okay. Especially for things like dub. Yeah. Because obviously you need less samples and more sounds to actually write things with. It's just sequenced by a Cubase basically and runs through the desk. Cool. Do a little bit of EQing on that and that.
So your samples, I can see everywhere. Some old school floppy disks. Now, like our cameramen, you know, they're a bit younger than me, so they might not have seen these before. And some of the younger people watching the show, your samples actually live on these floppy disks.
They do indeed.
And they're triggered through the sampler down here. And this particular floppy disk is 1.4 megabytes.
That's actually a blank disc that I use to clear the memory out of the S950.
Right. Okay. So, but file size that's about isn't it 1.4?
I think. Well, I'm actually on the S950. Yeah. You can upgrade it, but it's kind of broken at the minute. Okay. So I'm actually using a third of that floppy disk.
So you
about
get
19.5 seconds.
Less than half a megabyte.
Yeah.
Of music.
About 19.5 seconds of sample time.
So we're getting a little bit geeky here, but I think it's interesting because the samples themselves are lower bit rate. It does mean you've got a bit. If it was a modern,
the lower bit rate you go, the more time you have.
Yeah. So basically. you still got a bit to play with, but essentially quite a lot of putting stuff onto disc.
Yeah. I have many discs right there. Yeah. Drawers full over there. It's become quite crazy quite quickly.
Cool. And I can also see a cassette on there as well.
Yeah, that
looks familiar.
That's quite a historical little tape that you lent me about 10 years ago. This has got the sample for The Bass Too Dark by Deadman on it.
That's right.
Which is quite exceptional, and I found this in a box the other day.
I'm just trying to remember the name of the
tune. Grabbed it out for you.
Thank you very much. That's fantastic. This is Hysteria 10, for those who know. Groove Rider on one side, Andy C on the other. When I was a kid, this is another kind of old school format. When I was at school, these tapes, this was the currency. And like now people take everything for granted. You just go like lean out of your bed, turn on the computer and stick something into Google and it's all there. We had to really work hard for these. You know, you had to come to record shops to buy them. They get traded, you get copies, you get copies of copies of copies of copies. People would chop them together, make their own mixtapes. They would become popular as well. And there was a definite bit of a hierarchy involved in who had access to the to the good jungle. And I can remember, you know, I remember getting jungle off people older than me, being entrusted with a sacred tape.
So that's kind of what you did with me, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say I found it at the bottom of a box, all a bit mash up.
Well, and for better or for worse, you can all the tapes, or a lot of them, are online now, so I could probably find this on.
It'll still work. It's just a bit dusty.
Of course, yeah. Well, I actually recently dug up an old tape and spent a lot of time unwinding it. It was all crumpled up and it had broken, and I had to cut out bits of tape, fit it together, cut out some bits of sellotape, but the satisfaction of doing that.
Bit of pencil in there.
Oh yeah, well if you've ever had it fully out, you know, it can go badly wrong at that stage because you've got spools of tape. Anyway, this is probably, you know, a bit boring for some of our less geeky listeners, but
I'd imagine so.
But I like this is good, this is good.
Same here.
Right, so you've picked out one of your favourite jungle tunes, something to talk about.
I probably wouldn't even call it a favourite.
Okay.
I mean it is, but the main thing is this was the first jungle record I ever bought, which is Days and Box of Tricks by Ronnie Size.
Excellent.
And even though it's got a Cool Wax sticker on it, another long closed record shop of Sheffield, I actually bought this one from Freebase.
Yeah, Freebase.
And I used to go in almost daily and hassle
TK.
Good old TK.
Yeah.
And just make weird bass sounds at him because I didn't even know what an 808 it was at this point. I was just like, yo, I want that boom, boom, boom kind of bass. And this was one he picked out, and I got it for Box of Tricks. I mean, a lot of people get this record for Days.
That's why I got it.
That Box of Tricks bass line got me, and that was the beginning. I kept going back in, like more like that one, more like the boom, boom, boom bass line.
You got it.
And that was the first record I ever bought. Well, first jungle record I ever bought. I think the first record I bought was some reggae.
Cool, wicked. All right, nice one. Right, I'm here with Post Collide, Seppi and Bethany. Brand new group. Tell us how you got together.
Basically, we started getting to know each other at church.
Yeah.
We were about 13, 14.
Yeah, something like that. So it was good few years ago, and just become friends at first. Didn't really know each other, made music didn't even make music at that point.
Yeah.
Couple of years after that, I think, did you sing in church or?
Yeah, I sang, like, church was where like my music began, so like my first performance was in church, and then obviously Connor you got wing into producing, didn't you?
Yeah, like I've been producing since I was 13.
Yeah.
So I always used to make beats for myself, and then gradually got into writing and spitting. I think it was mainly grime back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think we've come up with our first collab when I was about 16, 17, something like that.
I was about 14.
Yeah. So long ago.
So you've kind of been working together bits and pieces for a while.
Yeah, but nothing serious.
But this is your proper project together.
Yeah, like I think we've both come to a place where we know what we want now, like we want to do music, and we've just realised that we work together so well, like creatively, so we decided to kind of just use that and just make a group.
And you're going for it?
Yeah, fully going for it.
Yeah. Okay. So Seppi, tell us a little bit about your grime past then.
Yeah, I basically got into music, or got at least known in Sheffield. Someone sent for me at my school. Someone has wrote bars for me and sent for me at my school. So I replied back to him, and that's when people in my school started to listen to me, and you know, people started saying, "Oh, you're quite good. Like, can we work on something?"
Yeah.
And one thing's led to another, and I've ended up working with other people in Sheffield and getting my name out there. And you know, from grime, I think I've always had more of a passion for like R&B and hip hop and stuff. So I've not completely moved away from grime, but it's not really where my passion lies. I prefer R&B really. Yeah. And that's when I started making more tracks to do with R&B and hip hop for myself and stuff.
Cool. Good.
So, yeah.
Great. And so as well as singing, you're doing music at university?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been making like beats and music as well since I was about 13, and I used to always show Connor, like we'd always show each other our music and stuff. So obviously, like on the side, like with the music, I just decided to kind of take that further as well. So I'm just going to do music production while.
Cool. So you both do bits of music production?
Yeah.
And you both do vocals?
I produce everything myself. Like there was a point where I just got sick of paying for beats.
Yeah. Sure.
So I just thought I'm just going to produce everything myself, and from there I've done stuff for adverts. Right. Not particularly for TV, but for more like for independent businesses and stuff.
Right, cool.
And produced for other artists as well in Sheffield and out Sheffield as well. So
cool.
Yeah, I love making beats. All I do really.
Good.
Yeah.
So tell us about the project that you're doing now. Tell us about Post Collide.
Well, we're doing our first EP, which is The Long Weekend.
Right.
And we've been working on that like all year. So it's been like a long project, like in the waiting, but we wanted everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
And obviously because we both produce as well, we both have like really strong opinions on things, so we just like wanted everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff she's told me to scrap, it kind of hurts me a bit, but it's good though, it's for the good of the group, so.
Yeah. And then sometimes we'll just ruminate, it's like, Beth, I think that this needs changing and this, and then it's like, I agree, and then we'll just change it, it just works, so it's like quite good, yeah.
Do you phone each other in the middle of the night and say that snare's got to change?
Well, sometimes it is that way, yeah, and you know, like, once you listen back, you usually will find something that you can change.
But we usually agree, like, we always have a joke, because like, I'll be like, oh Connor, I think that needs changes, like I'm halfway through changing it right now, like how did you know?
Yeah.
So I think we do work well on that side as well.
Both got a good ear for music, I'd say.
Good. Yeah. So you spent quite a long time coming up with your first EP.
Yeah.
And you're going to release that fairly soon?
Yeah, we haven't got a date yet, but it will be released quite soon, yeah.
Cool, wicked. And you're going to perform a track from that EP for us?
Yeah, today? It's called Unacceptable, and I think we're going to be doing a video for it as well, an official video.
Great. And if people want to go and see you in Sheffield soon, you got a gig coming up?
Yeah,
yeah, it's on the 31st of October, basically next Friday at Plug, and we'll be supporting Indiana.
Cool.
So if you want to come
Indiana.
Make sure you're there.
Yeah.
Friday, 31st of October, Halloween at Plug. Thank you very much, look forward to the track.
Cheers, thanks.
Wicked.
Thank you.
Unacceptable, unacceptable.
Yo. We be on the floor. Didn't wanna leave me when she see me at the door. I know you've only had one drink and dancing can be a challenge, but it's easy after 4. White girl, but she dressed in all black. Get the cold jack, sent over her neck the whole glass. I text the phone, she sent me an X and O back. And if your ex at home and he call, tell your ex to fall back. Whoa, I think we're gonna leave ladders here. Just from where I'm standing, your body looks like it belongs out of the stratosphere. Oscar worthy, I could watch you at the movies. Understand you when you start talking that body language to me. Hold up, see that booty over there? Over there. You should come and move it over here. Over here. I'm not even famous, but still you know my name. And you ain't seen my other side, let me show you, babe.
Slow down, this is how it's gonna go, babe. You say you got a lot on your mind, well, let me show you how to escape. So let me know, let me know, let me know. Shall we take it to the next stage? The way you got me feeling, boy, I am already halfway.
Come on.
Unacceptable, is it? Unacceptable, the way we move. Unacceptable, the way we touch.
Give it to me now.
Unacceptable, is it?
The way we move.
Unacceptable,
the way we touch. Yeah. Slow it down. Drinking like the Titanic. It's going down. Make me wanna go to town. She ain't saying nothing, but she's smoking loud. She a killer, ghost face. Everything is A-OK. She like my gold chain and my bottles of that gold paint. Let it all spray.
Take it off, show me what you made of. Take it off, yeah. I'm faded on.
I'm faded.
Got me feeling crazy.
Got me crazy.
Can we make it up? I don't give a if you don't give a.
I solemnly swear that you won't have regret, and I don't break promises. I don't know who you've been talking to lately, but I'm just being honest, babe. Just put your trust in me. I know we just met, but we should get with it. You don't gotta be in love with me.
Slow down, this is how it's gonna go, babe. You say you got a lot on your mind, well, let me show you how to escape. So let me know, let me know, let me know. Shall we take it to the next stage?
Hey.
The way you got me feeling, boy, I am already halfway.
Come on.
Unacceptable, is it? Unacceptable, the way we move. Unacceptable, the way we touch.
Give it to me now. Come on.
Unacceptable, is it?
The way we
move, the way we touch.
Let's go.
Unacceptable, is it? Unacceptable,
The way we move.
Unacceptable,
The way we touch. Yeah. Come on.
unacceptable, is it? Unacceptable,
The way we move.
Unacceptable. unacceptable.
The way we touch, yeah, yeah. Post Collide, the Long Weekend EP. Yo. She knocked me down. She knocked me down. Someone throw the towel in, I'm out for the count. I'm out for the count. That's the way I'm feeling every time she's around. Yeah, that's the way I'm feeling every time she's around. Now I'm in the corner. I knew that it was over when she turned it around. She knocked me down. Someone throw the towel in, I'm out for the count. I'm out for the count. That's the way I'm feeling every time she's around.
Every time she comes around.
That's the way I'm feeling every time she's around. Now I'm in the corner. I knew that it was over when she turned it around.
Every time she comes around, and the way she puts it down.
I knew that it was over when she turned it around, yeah, yeah.
Every time she comes around, and the way she puts it down.
I knew that it was over when she turned it around.
Thoughts tell the naked truth, my words are they get